Welcome everybody to Bar of DeMOCKracy. That's M-O-Z-K. It's Friday night and we're doing it right. We're gonna have 3 topics tonight. We're gonna have a random host or hostess. We don't know who that's gonna be either. The only thing that we do know is we're gonna do things the way that we do them around here, and that's the fuck 'em fam way. Y'all ready to smash the fash? Meet the gang? Oh shit. What's happening, everybody? Hello, all you out there in radio land.
Shout out to everybody in the chat already. Everybody's already hanging out. And congratulations on surviving one holiday. One more to go.
So, before we go ahead and reach into the chopper hopper, how was everybody's holiday? How about you, Erica?
It was fine. Low key.
Yeah.
Stayed around. Went to the mom-in-law's house and just chilled.
The MIL.
And watched Fortune Feimster's new stand-up special on Netflix. It was awesome.
Yeah, you said that it was pretty happening.
She is hilarious. Check her out.
Well,
she is
I'm
incredibly
familiar
funny.
with a good bit of her comedy, but I haven't seen her latest special.
She has a really awesome podcast with Tig Notaro and May. Forgot her name, but yeah, it's called Handsome. It's really good.
Excuse me, beer. It's already started. How was your holiday, Godfrey?
Oh, great. Just a small gathering with some of my non-MAGA family around here. Ate crab legs, drank bourbon, had a great time.
Right on. And you, Tony?
Oh, hanging out with the family and friends that are family because they've been friends for our entire lives by now. And yeah, just going through all the motions.
Well, hell yeah. We did Christmas dinner and we did, let's see here, the gift exchange type thing. But then I ended up hanging out with you miscreants. Listening to music, watching Gremlins.
Oh, nice.
Were you there for that?
Wasn't. I think I was gone.
Yeah, I think he was. Yeah, he was actually like, actual proper family.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah.
I was here for White Christmas. We were watching that too.
Oh, I was like, you had snow on Christmas? We didn't have snow on Christmas.
Oh, no.
We had rain. We had a wet Christmas. Not a white.
A wet Christmas. I've never heard that one. I don't think it was one of Bing Crosby's more popular hits. Probably sounds like something more sang by Billy Idol.
That'll be the next day or I ruined it. That'll be fun.
I love the This Aged Well series. The past was doing its best. All right, let's reach into the chopper hopper. See what.
Let's see who's in there.
Can I get a drum roll, please? Oh, hell, you might as well just roll it for yourself. Because it's you, Tiki Tony.
Oh, man. I've been trying to get away with it because there's been so much news. We've just been kind of passing it along. And, man, this week is just, it's the fat and the faux all rolled into the same week. We've been waiting for it, and the fact that it's here before the inauguration is just cherry. Let's keep going.
It's like... Well, the best part about all of it, that I guess I'm going to go ahead and refer to this graphic that you sent me right now. Well, Laura Loomer, Elon Musk.
Oh, Elon got Loomered this week.
Oh.
There's There's Laura sad about her blue check mark going up in flames.
Oh.
It's in a Tesla, so it's still funny.
So, for anybody who's not familiar with what's happening right now, you listened in on the space.
I did not. I don't know.
I will start this off with I was sick last night, and by the time I went to bed, I was feeling a little bit better, and I'm like, I need something to put me to sleep, and I found that space on Shitter, and holy crap, it was at least 20 minutes of Fuentes going on, and just they're trying to find out how they can be oppressed. That's it. We're oppressed. We don't have our free speech that Elon told us we would have. Yeah, we told you that.
Yeah. Everybody's getting everything, and they're acting surprised. And now with Laura Loomer, I mean, dude, like she put so much tea out about Marjorie Taylor Greene in one tweet. Like right now, fucking Tony, I'm living for Laura Loomer's pettiness. Like I really am. She's burning the GOP down and MAGA down faster than we ever could, because because she's also, just a horrible person. So, she has carte blanche to say whatever she wants. I love that she's now saying the shit about Elon out in public that the left says every day, but it just falls on deaf ears. Like, my question is, with everything that she's been saying, and kind of going against what Elon's saying and trying to plan for as well, is Laura Loomer a lefty?
So I didn't hear the space. So what did she say about MTG? What do we know now?
She has.
Oh, yeah.
She might be able to. Go ahead, Tony. This is your ride.
I didn't hear much about that part. I missed that part because that was earlier in the night, and we were actually hanging out right here in the Dive Bar Discord, and it was just Laura trying to stir in the pot, just like MTG stirs the pot, and they just love going against each other. They're just two MAGA Karens just flinging stuff at the wall. But they've learned it from Trump. Trump has done all of that stuff already, and they've learned that it doesn't matter what they do this week. Next week, they can do something that people will like, and they're on the good books again. This isn't going to matter in the long run. No. It's funny now. It's funny now. It's great to drive a wedge into actual issues, and that's the point of this. Is this goes into politics and actual things, which is what I had asked Grok today about this and trying to find out where the wedge was and what the issue was. And Grok came back at me and going, yeah, well, there's these issues and that issues, but there's lots of issues in politics. What are you going to do about it? And I kicked back at Grok. I'm like, no, these are the same people with the differentiating issues. This is Elon saying free speech and cutting people off. And Grok had to just admit, and Grok went, well, I can't control what Twitter does. Wait, what?
So you're absolutely right. Like, it won't matter in a week. Last week we knew Matt Gaetz was a pedophile. This week, no one cares.
Isn't he getting a show on Newsmax? Now, actually, come to think of it, when it comes to Matt Gaetz, he literally did everything that they charged Hunter Biden with, except the whole gun charge.
No, that too.
Oh,
Did
yeah.
you not hear about that?
Oh, yeah. I forgot. I come to think of it.
An application when he was doing drugs,
yeah. Come to think of it.
Like Hunter did.
Yeah.
Right? Same thing.
So
the only gun the right cares about is Hunter Biden's that he owned for 13 days.
I just know that if that is what qualifies Hunter Biden to be convicted, why did that qualify Matt Gaetz to be Attorney General?
Are we great again?
No idea. Yeah, just just there. Oh, you're part of the group. You were in Mar-a-Lago that one time, so we're gonna let you in.
Well, you see, it wasn't him handling the gun; it was the underage girls that that makes it way better. They weren't on drugs.
It was. It was when he violated the Mann Act.
Transaction because Venmo keeps the receipts.
Right?
Yeah, completely.
I mean, criming 101, use cash wherever you go.
Or Bitcoin. Or Dogecoin.
Whatever you do, don't leave a paper trail. And what do? They put a paper trail. Fuck around, find out.
Yeah. He just basically got promoted and given a television show. So this whole thing with Laura Loomer, the thing about with MTG, and obviously it's, I mean, it might even like solidify her base even more. But in her tweet, she says, you know, MTG, apparently your favorite word to use starts with an N. And I wonder what would happen if somebody had recordings of this.
That means there was
Not hear about that.
Yep. Like, if you have the ability to pull up some of the beginning tweets from Reese Waters' latest his latest piece that he put out, I mean, within like the first like 3 minutes of it, you're just like, oh my God, Laura has so much tea. And she's scorned. Like, she knows that Elon tried to prop up DeSantis and even at one time said that Trump was too old. And she's just out there saying it, like all the shit that the left says, like that we say about Elon, like, you know, that he'll never hear. She's out there blasting it on Twitter to the point that she got her fucking check mark removed.
Well, Laura Loomer is also Jewish. And I know that there's also recordings of MTG using a slur for Jewish people that starts with a K, and yeah.
Well, I mean, the thing is
and it ends with a K.
Yeah. Well,
like the hard R word, you know. Come on.
I just
for Jewish people.
Yeah, I just know that Laura Loomer has the ability to publicly change the perception of Elon Musk because she is now the avatar of an inside of MAGA Civil War. You can't look at any person that does independent politics right now and not see the words MAGA Civil War. And especially MAGA Civil War before the honest to God, as we were saying earlier, shit show actually begins.
Yep. Well, this is just the opening act to the shit show. The actual show is still coming. Yeah.
Yeah, this is the coming attractions. So what I'm hoping is that they're too busy trying to rat fuck each other to rat fuck us.
Well, actually, I saw a story about that today, that they can't get their shit together enough to figure out who's going to be speaker. Well, the thing is, you got to elect a speaker fairly quickly so that you can certify who the next president is. So if they're too busy trying to stab each other in the back about who's going to be speaker, they're not going to be able to certify the election. Yeah.
And the Democrats don't care. The Democrats are just going to sit there and go, no, just like they did on the spending bill.
It was so funny, though, because the Democrats were like, no, we're not supporting your fucking bill. You can go fuck yourself because, you know, you blew up our bipartisan deal that we had. And then at the last minute, they swooped in after, like, the messaging has been done that the Republicans wanted to shut down the government. The Democrats come in once more, fucking swoop in and do it. And they're like, and so did 38 Republicans. And Tim Burchett was even like, I think we got played.
Bird shit.
Mm.
Yeah.
Speaking of shit, right from the chat, Amethyst says this is the wet fart before the explosive diarrhea.
Charming.
That's just
Good job, Amethyst. We love you.
Never trust a fart.
Good job.
Yeah.
Charming.
I'm like, gotta grab the shit sandwich from South Park and then just put MAGA on it. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Why am I picturing me going to the Capitol building with a whoopee cushion, and if I see a Republican, I'll walk behind them and just like let it go?
Do you
Just give it a good squeeze.
I whoopee cushioned my 6th grade teacher. No joke. Like in front of the entire class. And the thing was I thought it was hilarious, and everybody else just got scared. I thought they thought it was going to be hilarious, but they're not autistic.
Go to hell.
Yeah.
I am. I was like, don't have you no slapstick sense of humor? Do you not watch Benny Hill in your free time? No? Oh.
We need to start a call-in campaign. Call your Democratic representative and tell them to crop dust every Republican they can find.
Oh yeah.
Operation Pink Eye.
I do want to say Operation Dumbo Drop.
Oh my God.
Takes one to smell one.
Operation Dumbass Drop.
I just have to that's always my mic drop when it comes to poop jokes is Operation Dumbo Drop, and everybody just goes away.
This show is 10 years old. And I don't mean 10 years old in age. I mean 10 years old in maturity.
I smell a fart. Thanks, Project 2025.
Wonderful. What's our
Straight
next?
up said, thanks, Project 2025. Oh, I'm 15 years old again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
That's
telling
the best
you.
jokes against them.
So funny.
Well, the thing is that they're just such a joke on their own, truly. This next topic that I see you sent me, Tony. This is wow.
This
So from Russia with love.
pretty much. This kind of rolled out of the Elon Loomer debacle, but it just allowed the white Christian nationalists to choose a side and then realize that they have to choose a side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So here's Jack Prostate. He decided he wanted to get in on the attention and going, hey, have you or anyone in your circle been affected by the H-1B visas or been replaced by cheap foreign labor? Email us. It's time to take a stand. We're going to expose it all. And again, it's just more of this white replacement theory, more of their racist crap. And this is where, again, I rolled it into the same topic, and you got to tie it together. And going, yeah, this is what they asked for. We told you this. This is an I told you so. This is the FAFO. And they don't get it. This is just the rich trying to get richer.
No, this isn't white replacement theory stuff. This is the rich people want those H-1B people to work for them, for their tech companies, because they own them. If you get an H-1B, you come over to work for a specific job. And if that job fires you, you get deported, so does your family. You're done.
Right.
And that's
So
what they want.
They want to be able to hold that over their head, bro.
Yeah, they want indentured servants that they own.
They want to be like, so I guess we're going to have to call ICE.
Yeah, they don't want an American who can just be like, wait, I'm not doing that. Fuck you. I'll find another job. No, they want someone that to do it or they get deported.
And then Elon Musk comes out and says that they need to have those kind of people because Americans aren't fulfilling the tech jobs that are needed. And he's basically, him and Vivek came out and said that American culture is mediocre. Like Elon is not having a good time right now. He's rich and he's trying to buy the politicians here in Germany too. But when you really, really look at how things are going with how his machinations are turning out once they, for lack of better words, come to fruition, it's not good. Like, there's not a lot. Like, when you surround yourself with bad, incompetent people, when they finally get power, they want more power. And they will fuck over you and you and you and you. And hopefully they're too busy doing that to fuck us.
And thing is, though, it's like, I'm one of those American tech workers that they're insulting. They're like, no, we are more talented. I can guarantee you that because I've worked with people that were much cheaper that the company decided they thought, oh, we can get away with hiring these people. It's like, yeah, you can hire three people for the price of one, but you need 6 of them to do the work that I do. So is it really a bargain? And no, it's not. They don't care. They think more bodies on a problem solves the problem.
Also, it seems to me that they don't have a problem with immigrant labor.
Not at all.
I mean, I was listening to a report on like CNN, and like there was this cow farmer and like who does like milk processing, and he said that like if we completely do away with undocumented work, we will not have a food supply in 2 days. If we deport all the undocumented workers.
So what is the plan to deport the undocumented workers, get them processed, and then take anybody that's homeless, because homelessness is a crime now, because of the tariffs and everything they're going to put on people. They're not going to be able to really live. They'll become homeless. So therefore they'll become criminals. So therefore they can get sent to work in the prison system for free. Did you know that there's several places like in Alabama that like in fast food restaurants that employs people from prisons so they don't genuinely, for lack of better words, have to pay them properly?
Yeah.
And I think
it's going to become an indentured servitude, and it's going to become like a caste system.
Yeah. Who's ready to be a serf? Raise your hand.
Right. Like that's how I feel like this is going to go. And like they're trying to break us down to the point where we don't care. And that is exactly what we cannot espouse to. We need to stand up, because fascism only works with lemmings.
Yeah, you have to be willing. See, with the Nazis, it was a big thing when it came to trying to stand up to fascism, because everything was literally just done with brute violence. You know what I mean? It was just like a group of them would come in with clubs and just beat the fuck out of you if you had a political objection. You know what I mean? I'm sure they could still try to do that these days, but it's not quite so easy. I mean, we have forensics. But I think that we have a lot more resources and opportunities, and I suppose for lack of better words, just resources to combat fascism this time around, from learning from mistakes of the past, not just Germany, but also Italy, Spain, I mean, really anywhere where fascism took hold. which is just basically all it is just what we would call colonization, but what happens when white people colonize other white people.
Right.
So yeah, I was gonna say it's like we've had plenty of warnings of this, and you were talking earlier about homelessness being criminalized, and then they're talking about putting them in, oh, we're gonna have like homeless colonies and stuff like that, and this was Star Trek did an episode about this in '93, right? Star Trek Deep Space Nine, where they had districts where they locked away homeless people. They were like the sanctuary district. It's a great episode if you want to watch it, but that was basically foretelling the future, because I've heard them say that exact same thing. It's like, oh, we can just have, these fenced off homeless colonies. It's like, that sounds exactly like that. Like Star Trek warned us about this 30 years ago.
That's a really tricky way to say concentration camp.
It is. Yeah.
Direct reference as another Star Trek fan. It is Deep Space Nine called Past Tense, and it's a 2-part episode.
Yes, it is. Yep. Exactly. The one I was talking about.
Season 3, episodes 11 and 12. Yeah, excellent stuff. And going back to the indentured servitude and getting cheap labor, there are still 5 states that allow for prisoners to be not paid at all: Alabama, Arkansas, Florida, Georgia, and Texas.
Sounds like one. Yeah.
The more you know.
So, and again, other states are still paying them on the cheap too, so they're still getting money. And we've seen numerous reports of judges getting in trouble, being arrested for putting people in jail that shouldn't be put in jail. Mm-hmm. And I won't get into any of those right now, like, another topic, but still.
Yeah.
Just to go things.
Pardon one of those judges?
The Cash for Kids judge.
Yep.
Yeah, the Cash for Kids. No, not pardoned. Biden did not give any pardons. He commuted a lot of sentences, which means
okay, yeah,
they are on death row. They will never be put to death now. Just stop fighting with it. It's just a waste of money. Just stay in prison. It's a waste of money anyways.
Okay.
But they committed crimes. This is the thing. But that was another thing of misinformation and disinformation that we hardly covered, but it wasn't covered like that. Is MAGA when Biden did that last week or the week before, they complained that he was letting them free. Like they didn't get into the details because you can't give them details. They're not smart enough for details.
No,
they don't want the details.
Nuances that requires too much. You can't just rely on cognitive dissonance and confirmation bias.
But that's the way Grok works. Grok goes, well, there's nuances. MAGA doesn't give a shit about the nuances.
They don't give a shit about good faith in general.
On the plus side, though, I did ask Grok about the Deep Space Nine episode, and it knew what I was talking about, and it also asked me if I wanted to know about the Bell riots. So, plus.
There you go. Yep.
Everyone else can be confused. It's okay.
That's one of my favorite episodes, so yeah.
Nerd.
Right? Yes. So, but nonetheless, it falls onto, and if you don't want to talk about the nuance, which is fine, it comes down to.
There's a way to fix this, though.
Here we go.
Oh
yeah. Who's next? So we saw an artist's rendering of what happened with Luigi and the CEO, and from all I saw was a blue turtle shell. I guess it was this weapon that's been made to track down CEOs. It's interesting.
Right. It just goes for the person in first place, and
it's some things that they sort of they make themselves make sense. Have you noticed that also, even on Facebook, Nintendo has been promoting like everything Luigi? It's like a little Luigi logic goes a long way. Like, I didn't expect Nintendo to become so based out of nowhere.
I posted that Nintendo post, which was from Nintendo of America with Luigi in a cage, and it says "Free him."
So
Go ahead.
So I went to Universal Studios when Mario World first opened, and I got a shirt that says Player 2 because my older sister always had Reign of Mario. So I was always Player 2, and it has a little Luigi on top, and the shirt is completely green. I've shown it to you guys before, but like, quite seriously, I didn't know that my fucking shirt would become a political statement.
I think that there's something about there's so many elements to it when you really think about it. Luigi always gonna be the underdog. Mario is always gonna be picked. You know what I mean? And then those of us who sort of didn't have all the advantages of a lot of people. We ended up playing as Luigi. Somehow we always ended up in second place. And there's something poetic about Luigi being the new people's hero because, you know, he's the underdog, for lack of better words. And I think this year is going to be the year of the underdog, because the organic class consciousness, it's happening.
I'm waiting for Tails to become a class hero now.
Yeah, hashtag always Luigi, constantly Tails.
Yep.
Oh.
I played as Luigi, I played as Tails, because I had an older brother, you know.
Always a bridesmaid, never a bride.
Yep.
So what's going on with this third topic, Tony? Let's take a look.
What do we got?
Welly. Well. It looks a whole lot like...
And while you pull it up, I want to shout out to the chat. So Judy, Cynthia, Terp is hanging out. Terp, feel better? Oh, yeah, we've all been going through stuff.
Yeah, dude.
Amethyst was already mentioned. Thanks for being here.
It's happening out there. It's the norovirus. It's not just on one continent. So
this is a get well.
Yeah,
hug and kiss to Terp.
A huge shout out and big hug and kiss to all of our fam who's down and out right now with the bug. I had the bug years and years and years ago when I was on tour in Florida, and that was an unpleasant experience. And well, I just had it 2 weeks ago. Yeah, I was gonna say, and you have my heart, truly. Ginger ale, everybody. Awful. Ginger ale, it's your best friend.
Oh, ginger ale.
Church
and the gin.
Oh
yeah. Yeah.
Gin and ginger ale. See, it doesn't roll off the Tim. Like, you know. Yeah.
Ginger ale.
It's good gin, too.
Yeah. It's
the best, yes.
So it's ginger ale. Okay, I got it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So this third topic, let's see what you got for me, Tony. We are one nation under GD. What the fuck kind of nonsense is this?
Again, when we fall into this, what the hell is going on with shitter kind of stuff, this is the stuff they're still trying to push. They're still trying to push the white Christian nationalism. They're trying to push, they're still, again, it's prostate. Still trying to push the
From Russia with love.
Christianity. From Russia with love. And ignore everything else. But look, God, you got to bring God into every topic. Shut up. Shut the hell up.
Okay, so because he said that, the One Nation Under God thing was added to the Pledge of Allegiance in 1956. This is a Kansas math curriculum book that was my grandmother's. It has the Pledge of Allegiance on the front of it. Look what's not in there.
No
God.
Yep.
Yep.
right? So that was added later on. That was never part of it. So get used to it, maggots. We don't care about your God.
We'll fix you. Again, I feel like it's a pendulum. They won this election, and although we immediately wanted to say, oh, we got blown out of the water, it is by a hairline margin, the slimmest margin do they have the House. Mm-hmm. That this is their pendulum. This is as far as they can swing it. So they're gonna eat ass soon. It's just also, we just gotta play our cards right.
If Trump goes in just absolutely just like a bull in the china shop, they're looking at a Democratic, congressional sweep, because people are gonna we're gonna message on all the failures. Sorry, we're gonna message on every failure. It doesn't matter what happened. It's Trump's fault. Same way they did with Biden. I don't give a fuck if my Amazon package was late. It's Trump's fault.
$6 a dozen right now. Trump's fault.
That's right.
Gas going up again.
Trump's fault.
Mm-hmm.
I'm tired
hashtag
of the
MAGAflation.
Yeah. Let's start it.
We need the I did that stickers, just like they had with Joe Biden, which backfired on them because then gas went way down and there was still Joe Biden on the pump. I did that, when it's $2.29. But hey, it's going to be up now. We need Trump I did that stickers. Put them everywhere.
Price of eggs.
Yep. Mm-hmm. MAGAflation. I'm telling you, it's going to be a thing. Most people call them tariffs and bad economic policy. Nope. It's just MAGAflation. That's all it is. I just love how the tweet says we are not one nation under GDP. It's wait a minute. Whose cabinet just got stocked with billionaires, including Linda fucking McMahon?
Their plan, again, everybody knows their plan is to crash it. So they don't care about the GDP. They want it to crash. If it crashes, it's closer to Russia, then Putin feels better.
Well, also, then they can try to implement Bitcoin and then get rid of the dollar.
That's part of it.
Honestly, the biggest act of resistance we could do right now is prosper in spite of them.
Yeah.
Hey, guess what? Our GDP is still good. We're still earning. Fuck you.
Well, that, and I think personally, one of the biggest acts of resistance that we can do right now is to not only love, care, and work on yourself through these next years, but also find people who are doing the same, who are feeling the same, who are riding the wave out in a way that, that jives with what you got going on. Because if you cannot let it affect you as much as you can, for lack of better words, replace it with short-term goals that will eventually lead to long-term goals, then quite honestly, the fascists have no power over you unless, it's a legislation that's getting you kicked out of your fucking house.
I had this conversation over the holidays. It's the community is the big thing because they're trying to break apart what little communities we have with their Christian nationalist horse shit. I was talking to someone who was basically rejected by their family because they didn't buy into their ultra-religious shit. And, they were talking to us, me and another family member who were also not religious. And it's just we're here for you. We're your community. And it's very important. Just this show here has taught me that too. It's very important. You have to have your people because, some people are not going to be aligned with you. They're going to try and tear you down if you don't believe exactly what they believe. And you got to find that community that doesn't do it.
like for example, myself, I'm a practicing Methodist, but I have strict adherence that I will never evangelize anyone. And it's not my job to do so. It is your job to find your faith, whatever it may be. And here's the thing. I have always believed in the separation of church and state. And that's exactly what needs to still continue to happen. I mean, I will go to battle with people over this. And people don't seem to understand the brevity of white Christian nationalism. And they're going to fuck around and find out. And it's going to be very, very detrimental.
Mm-hmm.
That's where we're at, guys.
Well,
and it's really, really tragic.
Luckily, they have made themselves so, for lack of better words, transparent and annoying, with the whole Bible in one hand, a machine gun in the other, that, you know, Gen Pop is waking up to the threat. I mean,
Yep.
you can see that they did that special about that town in Tennessee. I mean, and they all pretty much voted Trump. And then all of a sudden, the Christian nationalists want to move in and literally take over the political apparatus. And people in the town are like, no, that's not what we're about. And which, you know, kudos, great job. I'm way to stand up and defend yourself. But also, you voted for this shit.
You voted for this shit.
I think to make them understand that religious freedom affects everybody. It doesn't matter because, like, they like to pin it and be like, "Oh, it's these atheists that don't want religion and anything." It's like, no, religious freedom matters to you. You're Methodist, you're Catholic, you're whatever. Because if you're saying, "Oh, the national religion, you have to be a Christian," well, what kind of Christian? Whose version?
Mm-hmm.
There's 30,000 different sects of Christianity on this planet. Which one? Which one are we going to enforce by law? It's like, so that affects everyone, whether you're Muslim, Buddhist, or even any of the other brands of Christian. It affects all of you.
I mean, what it does is it's just smoke screen for bigotry. You know, anything that's not, alabaster and straight as an arrow, but, you know, crashes the Grinder app at the RNC, you know, anything that isn't that is considered unworthy and, according to Stephen Miller, un-American.
I want to take what Godfrey said about the separation and the right to your religion, and what Erica's been saying about being religious, but the separation is. Take it to everybody. This is the table. Yeah. This is the kitchen table issue that we should be pointing out to people. Is going, do you want your religion, whatever you want to be? Yes, good. Then tell your religion to stay out of politics, because that's in our Constitution.
So, and then in addition, like I come to this conclusion is hypothetically, if you say, oh, I need to get like school in the school districts, right? And then, like, my taxpayer money goes to fund these schools. I do not want a religious school to take my tax dollars at all.
So it's like, anybody remember those old Reese's commercials where it's like, you got chocolate in my peanut butter, you got peanut butter in my chocolate. Yeah. Well, it's the same thing with religion and government. It's like, you got religion in my government. You got government in my religion. So, like, where you ask someone, it's like, what do you believe? It's like, sorry, you don't get to answer that. We vote on it. Because this is now a governmental thing. Like, the two don't mix. And when Jefferson originally wrote those letters where the term separation of church and state came from, right? He was writing to I believe it was the Baptists of Danbury, Connecticut. And they were worried about religious oppression from who? The Congregationalists of Danbury, Connecticut, another Christian division. It wasn't Muslims, it wasn't Buddhists, it wasn't atheists, it was other Christians.
The thing is conservatives always have to try to out-conservative each other, and that's why they need liberals as punching bags. And that's why when a bunch of, lefties left Twitter and all they had was each other to fight with, you could see the amount of misery that they had because all they had was each other, to the point where they had to literally go upload their own CP stash onto Blue Sky to make the narrative that there's CP. And it's like, yo, if MAGA would just stop uploading their personal stash, there wouldn't be any.
It would be a problem. I have a pro-religious comment regarding this, and I'm kind of annoyed at it. A local fire station in Palmdale, California, to me, put up Christmas lights on the fire station. Great, but they also put up some Christmas decorations, including Birth of Christ, the three wise men, and
the Nativity,
Virgin Mary, and everything. The Nativity scene, and it got taken down because somebody called and complained. Mm-hmm. I am against that. It's fucking Christmas. We know this is Christmas, and yeah, Christianity's been around long enough. Fine. This is why there's a whole season. No, I'm against taking down nativity scenes, even on government property for Christmas.
The way that I look at it is religious displays can be anywhere of any kind at any time, as long as you give those same rules to everybody.
Everyone else.
Mm-hmm. Like if you notice, there was in Oklahoma, there was if I'm not mistaken, it was either a satanic temple or a pagan statue.
The Church of Satan.
It was one of the two. Either way, they get their legal permission to put their display up, and the next day it's destroyed. And it's like, oh, okay, I get it. So it's a rules for
thee, not for me.
Yeah, this is exactly okay. So you want your cake and to eat it too at all given times in any given way. And I'm going to go ahead and segue that into the fucking Senate, because I guarantee, and I guarantee you, the moment that they take power, you're not going to hear the words parliamentarian ever again.
Nope. They'll fire him, just like Mitch McConnell did the previous time.
That was the thing, is with the way that Democrats would adhere to the norms of the Senate in order to have appearances, kind of fucked us, because they didn't use power the way that they should, because we're about to see what happens when a party gets power and they're like, well, you broke these rules. Rules.
What are those pesky rules?
Like, and they're gonna be like, but you can't do that. Just did. You know what I mean? Like, and they're gonna
say, what we were talking about with Matt Gaetz. Like, he did the same thing that Hunter did.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do that. Really? I just did.
Yeah. Well,
what do you do something?
What are you gonna do about it?
Yeah.
Whereas the left is too busy going, if we do that, we're not going to be the example for the youth, and we're not going to be the bureaucratic leaders that we were elected to be. No, you need to go in there and raise some fucking hell.
Be an AOC.
At least AOC.
Be a Maxwell Frost.
And Jasmine Crockett.
And Jasmine fucking Crockett, because she's my girl crush forever. I will stand her forever. But nonetheless, like, we have some powerhouses coming up. And I even contest, like, we're going to see a lot more of Pete Buttigieg very soon, especially in Michigan. I think he might be running for governor of that state, and he might have a really good opportunity to win.
I like Pete
because he has a pragmatic message, and he's a fucking Rhodes Scholar, and we need educated human beings.
I know that, and there's a problem with this, unfortunately, and that's that Pete is still that clean-cut, nice establishment Democrat. You know what I mean? Like,
very true.
We need John fucking Stewart. We need somebody with fucking charisma. We need somebody who has been in congressional hearings, has name recognition, and most of all, can mock the fash on the spot.
Yeah.
In front of a microphone.
Jon Stewart would make an excellent freaking legislator. I'm just saying. I think he would make a really good one.
Well,
Yeah,
that he's interviewed enough people from enough administrations and enough positions that if he did somehow end up being president of the United States, his cabinet would bang.
Right.
As you were saying, Andrew?
Sorry, what was I saying? It's just like I was gonna go back to a Doug Stanhope quote. I can't say it here, really, but he's just like talking about rules in a fight. He's like, no, it's a fight. Fight it or get out, F slur. You know?
Yeah.
No,
like,
man, it's a fight. There are no rules. We're doing this.
Like, you can play by Queensbury rules, but when they hit you with the trash can, what are you going to say?
Mm-hmm.
You can't do that as you're laying there holding your head.
Like, and yeah, I know. Like, I was in a competitive combat sport, and not everybody always plays by the rules.
Yeah, no,
you know?
no.
They'll come in to grip you, and they'll just slam their forearm right into your neck right here, and it's like, is that a strike? Not really. The ref didn't see it. And it's like, what do you do?
I mean, there's people like Vince McMahon who straight up says, like, I don't care if I have to cheat. I'm going to win. You know what I mean? Like, we're dealing with this in a congressional level, and that's why I'm glad that, well, you know, I mean, we have brains like Hakeem Jeffries.
Yeah.
Hakeem Jeffries is easily probably the MAGA's biggest nightmare right now because he knows how to message.
Yeah.
I mean, Jasmine Crockett's going to be a powerhouse in the House. Like, I have a feeling she's going to take a more prominent role. I have a feeling that we're going to see a lot more of Maxwell Frost in the next couple of months. And I think that he'll kind of solidify himself with the Gen Z base and build from there and build that coalition. And then you're going to see AOC. Like, she's our generation. We're millennials that are beatnik and can get shit done.
Right.
Like, she's going to raise hell. And that's exactly the kind of leadership the Democrats need.
Well, you know, people that started off working regular blue collar jobs, you know, I mean, and then worked their way into Congress are obviously going to be more in touch with the great American working class. I see Amethyst in chat says I don't think we need any more celebrity presidents. Well, unfortunately, we live in America, and America likes celebrities, and America likes people with charisma. And they don't give a good goddamn how well you legislate. They want you to be able to talk shit and entertain them. That's what Americans want. I hate to say it, but that's the truth. And when it comes to Donald Trump, well, I mean, he's the heel, you know what I mean? He can fucking talk his trash and people are like, yay, that's what's up. You know, we on the left need somebody who can do the very same, and somebody has to have that same level of charisma and somebody who can mock just as fast. So, you know, I'd love to have a genuine, honest to God, you know, legislator as our figurehead of the United States, but the United States, you know, America always Americas, and we just saw how America'd.
We've become the movie Idiocracy. Like,
we have slowly gotten
with
there.
That movie.
We have
that
liftoff.
Movie is a fucking documentary now.
We're getting there. I mean, there's certainly things that have, for lack of better words, come to pass. We can maybe call it an oracle.
Yeah. Perfect word for it.
The American Oracle, Idiocracy.
I don't want to add to what you were saying, where it's just like, oh, we don't need any more celebrity presidents, but it's like, do we need any more lawyer presidents? Because a huge amount of people that are in Congress, Senate, or have been president are attorneys. It's like, that's not what we need. You know, we've had very, very few people from other professions, from working class professions or just other professionals. You know, only 2 presidents were engineers. There's very few that are in Congress right now. So it's like, these are topics that affect all of us, basically. You know, the regulation over technology, science, engineering.
I think they choose lawyers because they need somebody who can just be slippery legally when they need them to be. I mean, I hate to say it, but aside from, you know, people who were active military, you know, high-ranking brass in the Third Reich, some of the highest ranked people in that party were lawyers.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why I like Tim Walz so much, is because if he were to take the VP ship, he would have been the first VP, like, seriously, that has zero, like, profitable income. Like, he does, like, he is
that's why we lost.
Blue collar worker.
I know, and that's why we lost.
Didn't work.
He knows how to talk to people.
I agree.
And people, why? Like,
because money. Racism.
I have a strange idea that just popped into my head out of this. Is why not? One, we always talked about this, and it never happens. Is we talk about term limits and everything like that. So you talk about term limits, but you talk about these people moving from actual regular ass jobs to government in stuff. So if they got a government DC job, I'm not talking about the states, I'm just talking about the DC job, is if they get that job, they get the term limit, they're going to move up to president, or they just go from being a teacher, you know, move up to president. Because if they come from an actual job to DC, you give wherever they came back a tax break for the next 4 years and treat that job like a military thing where they're gone on like military leave and then they come back. And if that ends up being 8 years, you extend it. If they win again, you extend it. They get that tax break again. Because it only applies to what? What are we talking about? 600 people?
Who
Maybe.
have the most power.
Who have the most power. But you're going to put term limits in there. You're going to get real people. You're not going to get these lawyers. You're not going to get these lifetime appointees.
You're going to get Chuck fucking Grassley.
Mm-hmm.
Or Nancy Pelosi, who's been there since Magna Carta.
Yeah.
And I'm tired of establishment lefties. I'm tired of establishment righties. I'm tired of people who, you know, have absolutely no idea how regular people look at their kitchen table issues when they're trying to figure out their bills. Because Nancy Pelosi fucking trades inside stock. I don't give a fuck. I'll call her out.
I'm tired of lawyers who, let's be honest, lawyers may think that they're intelligent because they're college educated, but they know fuck all about science, about technology, about medicine, about engineering, and they're making these very important decisions about things that are honestly more important to society than just the letter of the law, which is all they're trained in.
Yeah, it's a little above their pay grade when it comes to actual application. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
I studied environmental policy, and the thing that I see is that I want to see a government who cares about our infrastructure. I want to see a government that reuses materials. Like actual sustainability. Like we need to have radical ideas in this arena, because we don't have a finite worth of non-renewable resources. We just don't. And there's a finite level of them. And
Erica,
quite simply,
who did we vote for? That won.
We voted, Tony and I live in the same district, and we voted for George Whitesides. He is a scientist. He's a NASA engineer. He was I think one of the heads of Virgin Atlantic. And he is an educated science person who actually really does care about sustainability. And we need leadership like that. We need people that have been in science to be legislators so we can actually like figure out our problems and actually use science. And I just fear that like the more anti-science this incoming shit show is, it'll not be lost upon us that we will lose generations of progress that we've already started.
Not just
because they're going to fuck it up.
Not just generations of progress, there could be significant effects on generations of people if RFK does what he wants to do with vaccines. We could lose a good chunk of the next generation.
Oh, 100%. And that is catastrophic.
Yeah.
Anti-science science should never be questioned once proven fact by multiple scientific research.
Science evolves, and things that have been proven to be a law, we've gone past hypothesis, we've gone past theory, things that actually prove to be a law. There is no reason why we cannot continually learn and improve upon it, but why repeal the motherfucker with all the knowledge that's been put into it? The scientific method was followed.
That's just I want leaders that actually care about science.
Yeah.
Truly. Like engineers and scientists get a bad rap all the time. And like sometimes people like us are chastised for our beliefs. And we come into our beliefs through reason, accountability, and trust in the scientific community that they've done their due diligence. And it's very imperative that we don't believe just one person, right? I know everything. I know this. I know that. No, I want someone who doesn't know that shit and pull from the people that do.
So you said trust. I wouldn't call it exactly trust, but it's earned trust.
Right.
Because like as an engineer, like you don't just take a study or something that gives you the result you want and then say it's going to work. You test it. Right. And that's earned trust. And I can say from my entire career, every time I've tested something that was a verified, scientific fact that was published and verified, peer-reviewed and all that, it has worked every time. Not one exception ever. Okay, so it's an earned trust.
I agree.
In that case,
yes.
I got an earned trust question for you. If I trusted you, I would subscribe to your thing. If you trust us and you like this conversation, you would subscribe to this stream, correct?
Yes, you would. Yeah.
Biden invited a bunch of left-wing podcasters to the White House to get a good sense of what people want and what people are talking about. But then failed. Well, the left failed, not so much Biden.
Well, we failed in the idea that kitchen table issues were not being messaged properly by the left. We were too busy worrying about trying to point out the honest-to-God threat of fascism and democracy. But now, as Trump fills his cabinet full of billionaires, we tell MAGA, dude, you got played.
Mm-hmm.
Now catch up with the rest of us.
Have fun.
And you didn't just get played by him, you got played by all of them. All of them.
Yep.
Because they will go, okay, fine, we'll throw Trump under the bus and they'll 14th him or something. No, you got played by all of them.
Yeah, just show them a picture of Steve Bannon and be like, that dude played you. That dude.
He also stole your wall money. It was found on a CCP yacht. Yes, you're being played.
I think that this is the last breath before the coalition forms and the fascist run.
Well, Elon bought the election thinking that it was going to be like 1930s Germany, and it's turning more into 1790s France.
Yeah, there's going to be a revolution. There's going to be a revolution, I guarantee you. But in a way that we've never really seen. We're going to see a lot of coalitions, even though we don't necessarily agree with them. We're gonna unite, and we're gonna try to get this shit solved. And the brainwashing has to stop.
Well, the
Turn
culture
off
wars.
mainstream media, yo.
Well, not just
seriously.
Not just hashtag turn that trash off, because it's not doing you any good. But also, I mean, how much of it can you change right now? You can't, but what you can do is build community and start getting plans to make sure that we win these congressional elections. We need to start messaging every fucking day, 24/7, because that's what the right does. They do it in video games. They do it in streams. There's not a fucking thing that you can find that, where somebody's getting paid to do anything on the right, where they're not messaging 24/7. We start messaging around election season. No. We need to be looking at every failure, every weird imperialistic dream, like, the Panama Canal or Mexico or Canada or any Greenland, any of this nonsense.
Yep.
And ensure that people know that this is to distract you and get us to fight. Even just saying, hey, you can't do that. That's illegal. You can't take Greenland. And then, MAGA going, yes, we can. Ha ha ha. You know what I mean? Like, don't even get to that point. You say, why are billionaires trying to buy the country like it's a fucking risk board?
It's a monopoly game, and they're all just sitting there laughing at it. It doesn't matter. The day-to-day complaints that people will have, even if the stuff crashes and they go, oh no, I lost $1 million, $10 million, $50 million. They don't care. Fox News lost $800 million. Did that hurt? Yes. Doesn't really matter.
The thing that I hate about that is that it was rightfully proven that they lied. And then the moment that it was proven, MAGA has to go and give themselves the cognitive dissonance and go, well, the money just goes right back to BlackRock. Like, there's always the goal. I've been saying the goalposts will be moved all the way to the boxcars.
No, I think we need our own cheap heat. Like, that's why the J.D. Vance couch fucker thing was so effective, because it's our own cheap heat. Give them something to argue about. Yeah, it's just made up.
Right now, Laura Loomer's doing it for us.
That's the best part. They're calling each other communists, which just cheapens their own thing when they try to call the left communists, and they call themselves communists.
Exactly. Did MTG give a hand job to Trump on Air Force One? I mean,
Nobody knows.
Nobody will ever know. Yeah. Thanks, Project 2025.
No, I'm just asking about
that. And that's something that I don't want to picture either.
Boo! How are we doing out there in the chat, Tony?
Oh, everyone's just hanging out. Question for the chat, and I asked everybody already, any good Christmas presents? Amateur says she got a toaster that's toast both sides of the bread.
Anybody got some awesome loot? You got to share your loot in the chat.
Yeah. I'm going to show my loot right here on camera.
Oh, hail.
So, that's a nice tool. That's going to be in my desk for now. So, I'm sure I'll hurt myself.
I posted a book in the Discord, but I got a book by Lacey Mosley called Scam Goddess. It's about just everyday scammers and how she did her podcast. So, that's rad, Tony.
These are beats. Yeah, these are. I did some sound tests on these on the techie for the techie people. I did some bass test on this. I got all the frequencies. I was like, yes.
Love it.
So
I got some new speakers and a little bit of cash and a 4-pack of beans with a roll of toilet paper with Trump's face on it and a toilet brush with his hair. It was not expecting it, but hey, if you're going to give that to me, that's fine. At least I got 4 cans of breakfast beans. I'm going to put some bacon in them bitches. Just like English style. I'm going to have
and Judy got us
do a full English breakfast. It's going to be amazing. Anyway, go ahead.
Nice. Judy says she got a stylus so she can type correctly and an extra battery backup.
Ooh.
Never enough batteries lying around for the phones. Oh man.
They're always missing from the remotes because wait a minute, what? Anyway,
I will put this out there. If you go to the good gas station, yeah. If you go to the good gas station like Buc-ee's or something like that, or a Flying J, or the Pilot, and that has a truck stop kind of stuff, get a good small inverter that has like a USB plugs and regular plugs and stuff on it for your car, and then you can always just charge stuff, and then you have those phone backup batteries always charged just sitting in your car, because that's it. You'll have them, but then you forget to charge them.
See here.
So I always have them like set to go.
Looking at the chat, looks like Cynthia got a new speaker as well, and nice. Judy said that her gifts were more based on needs than wants. That's extremely in the spirit of the season, I would say. Amethyst 114 on scratch off lottery tickets. Not bad. That's see here.
I know
spend it all on 40s.
I know a MAGA chud.
That's what you should do.
I know a MAGA chud that hit 10K on a scratcher. I'm kind of laughing at he has to pay taxes on it though, so.
I'm telling you, there's only one thing that's guaranteed: death and taxes.
That's a really good beer from Moonlight Brewing Company, by the way.
Those were 2 things combined into one.
And it's a black lager, and it tastes really good.
Nice.
It's a really good beer.
Oh, and shout out to JoJo who just showed up. Thanks for showing up, JoJo.
How's it going?
We'll see you in the Discord in a few because we're just about wrapping up.
Yeah. Well, it's looking like if I'm not seeing any questions in the chat, I guess this would go ahead and wrap up. Goodness, I would say episode 34 of Bar of DeMOCKracy. 34 episodes. Oh my God. Look. It's been awesome getting to hang out with everybody all the way from episode 1 to 34 and from the beginning of this episode to the end of this episode. But just wanted to say that there's no other fam I'd have rather spent my Christmas with because we got wild as hell. All right. Well, don't forget, if you do give a good goddamn about your democracy, to catch the Tony Michaels podcast every single day. And with that being said, we will see you crazy kids later.
All right.